Hi students, welcome to CCJ 241 Introduction to Law Enforcement. Today I'm going to go over a introduction of this class. It's going to start the video series for week 1 so you can kind of understand what is going to be expected over this quarter. Alright, today we're going to go over in this video series a little bit of my background, how I'm going to learn a little bit about you, Moodle and how I set up Moodle, introduction to law enforcement, what's expected in the classroom, what the briefing room is, assignments and quizzes and exams. All right, let's get started. All right, a little bit about me. I started out getting my bachelor's degree. I went to University of Nevada, Reno, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where I did graduate from UNLV. I then went into the police world. I then went to Northwestern University. In my career, I did all these things on your screen where I went to patrol, crime prevention. I did DARE grade instruction programs. I was an officer in our problem-solving unit where we had 21 murders within a 3-month period. We had 2 gangs that were pretty much battling a turf area. So it was the first substation in the beginning of our problem-solving unit. I was in our crime scene investigations unit. I became a sergeant in all these different areas and a lieutenant. So anyway, have a lot of experience. And so you'll see me more in teaching the law enforcement related classes, as well as the crime scene and forensic investigation classes as well. Also, I do advising. So if you do have a future career interest in law enforcement, you're more than welcome to seek me out and ask any questions you have. All right. These are just some background pictures. If you ever stop by my office, I can tell you all about when and where these were taken. This is my family. I always go into a little bit about me, starting with my mom and dad. They live in Las Vegas. They're still there, still working. My mom's a nurse, done all different types of nursing. My dad's a doctor of psychology, does all the background, psych evals for all the Las Vegas area law enforcement agencies. I have my husband here, who's a general contractor, going on a quarter of a century being married to him. This is our oldest son. He is getting a chemical engineering degree up in Northern Oregon. Our youngest son just left to Columbia University, and yes, he plays football, and he's in New York. All right, this is just something to tell you a little bit about me that I do in the summers, pretty much from the end of May, June, and through September. I rehabilitate mostly fawns, but mostly mammals. I'm permitted through the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, and I run SOAR Wildlife Center as the president. All right, let's get on to the more important stuff. Course description. All right, so this course will give you a basic understanding of law enforcement. My goal is, as a cop myself, is to give you the background and make you, hopefully, through reading and quizzes and the videos you watch, have a good understanding of what law enforcement is. All right, your 2 required textbooks are the Introduction to Policing and Careers in Criminal Justice. I did start out with different textbooks, so I've worked very hard to make sure that the textbook we use is most appropriate. Unfortunately, most textbooks out there are set up for semesters, which are 16 weeks long, so there's a lot of information in here we will not get to. And this is a great book if you're a CCJ major. I'm assuming you want a future career in CCJ, and this really goes over all the careers that are available. I wish I had known all these careers that were available. I might have gone a different way. Who knows? All right, let's kind of go over Moodle and how it works. So under Moodle, you're going to see at the very top announcements, and you're going to see where the syllabus is and some links. Make sure that during the first week of class, you click on all of these. When I send an announcement, it should go to your email. If you don't get an email of an announcement from me, and then you click on this announcement too, and it's the same announcement, then you need to go to Computer Services at SOU or contact them because they don't have your correct email. So make sure you do, because a lot of times I will change things, depending on how class goes, and sending an announcement, which immediately sends every student in the class an email, is how I notify you. Also, things such as the syllabus is under this first part, which is really important. Again, that's subject to change. I have the basic syllabus up there, but ever so often I might change a few things as the class gets going on. Ever so often, for example, I might take out a quiz or add one, just depending on how the class is moving along. There's also a really important one called external links. I always add to this. It's an amazing area. I highly recommend you copy and paste it and email it to yourself, because there is going to be a future time where you're taking a class or you have a question where you're going to need a lot of these links that I've provided. All right, let's move on. All right, syllabus. Let's go ahead and look at a syllabus. Now, depending on what quarter you are in, is going to depend on the syllabus. I'm just going to kind of give you a template of one to kind of let you know how to look at it. So again, I'm on Moodle. I go underneath announcements, and I have the syllabus right there. So I'm going to click on it. It's going to open it up. It's going to open it up in Word, and as you can tell, it's going to, I'm in the wrong one. I'm actually going to get out and kind of go into here. Sorry, I've got a couple law enforcement classes. I want to do the online one. And it's going to open in Word, and I do require all of your assignments be submitted into Word, and I do give a link right over here of how you can download free Office and Windows. All right, so I do go over an introduction of me on your syllabus, the books required, how to contact me. Make sure when you contact me, you let me know two things. Number one, and it's always at the top of your Moodle class, what class you're in and what the CRN is and what quarter, and it's the top of your syllabus. I have 5 different classes generally, so I have a lot of students, and I wish I knew everybody's names and which class you were in, but please, when you send an email, let me know that. All right, there's some overall information about general academic advising about who you contact, course objectives, and then the most important are the assignments. So make sure you review these and what the total points are. But anyway, you can always go to the syllabus. It has all kinds of great information as far as SOU cares and honesty statements, emergency notifications, student athletes. I will tell you right now with student athletes, and if you're in different programs, I do work with you. I understand the commitment required, but I do not accept after the fact requests, meaning on Monday, you send me an email that said, I had an athletic event this last Saturday, so I missed the Sunday due date. Can I turn it in late? That's not what I'm going to accept. What I will accept is, Professor Morey, I have a game, today's Thursday or today's Tuesday. I have a game coming up on Saturday or Sunday. Can I have an extension on the assignments due Sunday? So just make sure you stay on top of that. All right, let's get back to our PowerPoints. All right, so you're going to see that I do have quizzes, and they are timed. Obviously, they are open book, but I expect you to complete those on your own. I generally will have one quiz where the lowest score does not count. So if you're having a bad week, or if you just want to try to get the best score you can, the lowest score is going to be thrown out. I do have a final exam. It is cumulative. I do 2 website discussions, and obviously there's no attendance in this class, so we'll go on to extra credit, which I do every year. I think it's so important, and actually on all my evaluations, it's one of the top things that's discussed, which is for my in-class law enforcement face-to-face class, I run a shoot, don't shoot scenario practical. It takes you about 20 minutes from start to finish, and 20 minutes of that mostly is arriving, waiting, and getting prepared. And then the scenario lasts about 2 or 3 minutes, and it's where you go through a practical scenario of an actual shoot, don't shoot scenario that occurred to a police officer in the United States, and you have to make a decision whether to shoot or not to shoot. So with the online class, if you want to have this extra credit, it's 50 points. You have to let me know by week 3. Send me an email that you're interested in attending this, and then I will schedule you. You will attend it. It is at SOU. I'll give you instructions of where. Like I said, it takes about 20 minutes from start to finish. That's from when you arrive till when you leave to do everything. And then when you're done, you do have to write about it. There'll be several questions that you have to write. All right. We already went over the syllabus. Later missing assignments. Some assignments, specifically forums, I do not accept late, because forums are so important that the students engage in them throughout the week. So if we make them late, we kind of lose that. So if I note that an assignment, I will note every assignment whether or not you can turn it in late or whether you can't. If you can turn it in late, you have the following deductions that will apply. If you can't, then obviously turn it in late, then when it's due is when it's due. All assignments, unless noted otherwise, are due Sunday at 23:55 hours. The only assignment that is different is your final exam is due on, I think it's on a Thursday. It will be noted, but that's the only thing that you have 4 days to complete instead of the entire 7-day week. All right, students, you're going to have a forum where I ask you all different kinds of things, such as these questions. This is the forum where you really get to know the other students in your class, and I get to know you. And I also highly recommend for online students that you pay attention to the other students in your class. You may have a week where emergency comes up and you may need to contact another student, or you may want to study. This is where you're going to learn how other students study, maybe a certain student that you can contact and possibly even study with, even if it's online. All right, that's all I have. Again, thank you. Welcome to CCJ 241, Introduction to Law Enforcement. If you have any questions, send me an email, and I look forward to working with all of you this course.